Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Comrade Stanley Osaze Osakwino Holding say EPM dey hide under PDP crisis. Dem wan make things difficult for the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki. Make I leave you, make you hear from Comrade Stanley Osaze Osakwino Holding.
Yes, a great good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. I remain my humble self, yours noble right activist, Comrade Stanley Osaze Osakwino Kudi, the Coordinator General, Edo Diaspora Connect Worldwide, the CEO Stand Sadi Enterprise. In fact, the CEO of Woman Edo State. I want to first of all say Happy Easter to every Christians around the world. According to the biblical inclination, Jesus Christ have risen. I was not there. That was exactly what we were taught and what we were told as written boldly in the Bible. That is why we enjoin all Christians who believes in the Bible to take this as an opportunity to show love and peace within their immediate environment. Because it may be difficult for you to reach out to the entire world. But within your individual capacity, you can do what you are supposed to do to better the lives of the ragtags in your society and to better the lives of the ejectants in your immediate environment. Today being Sunday, I strongly believe that everyone or some are in church, while some are still sleeping because of the, the variation in time. Some have started celebrating the Easter, most especially those of us in Nigeria and other sub-Saharan Africa, while some in the Americas, Australias and Canada may be getting themselves prepared for the formal Easter celebration. For as long as Jesus Christ raised today from the dead, I strongly believe that when all our brothers around the world wake up to the event, they will as well mark it as a symbol to commemorate the death of Jesus Christ. And for those who are Jehovah's Witnesses, where I started from, they had already celebrated our Lord's evening meal, an event to commemorate the death of Jesus Christ, and which actually fell, although it may be a coincidence, but it happens on Friday. It is called Nissan 14. The event happened in Nissan 14, 33 CE. Nissan 14, 33 CE. That is CE means Christ era. Now, while we've acknowledged the fact that our ubiquitous God is in charge in respect to our life activities, we are going down the lane to discuss about happenings in Edo State. For those who have been following Osakwino Holding for some time, you also agree to the fact that I have never said anything in respect to internal political activities in the PDP. I've never said anything in respect to party politics in Edo State, even as we speak to now. In spite of the fact that we discuss about the unwholesome activities of the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency, Governor Yeson Ezewon Wike, Ezebuwon, something like that, Wike. I think those in the other political divides in Edo State are taking an advantage of the internal rancor in the PDP to get at the governor. Who are this set of people? The EPM. For the avoidance of doubt. Those who are even acting as if they started the EPM, let me state it clearly. We were one of the foundation of EPM in Edo State. In fact, we organized the first ever world press conference on behalf of EPM in Edo State. So there is nothing you can tell us about EPM. But when we noticed that there was no light in that area, and for the fact that the selected individual who gathered themselves to orchestrate a specific battle was doing that for their own personal interest, we decided to jettison the process and remain focused with our own personal activities before Sakono Odin left the fence and supported His Excellency Governor Godwin Enogelase Obaseki. It is also obvious that those who have not been able to rectify their internal party affair in the APC has taken an advantage of the current democratic infrastructure and political disagreement in the PDP to express their vituperation against the person of the governor of Edo State. Let's state this clearly. As far as we are concerned in Edo State, if not because of the fact that we are having some little internal rancor, which I expected the leadership of the PDP in Edo State to address. What is the stake of the EPA in the whole of these activities? Now, the new narrative is this. They are not saying that His Excellency, the governor of Edo State, prevented Edo citizens from having higher stake in the aim of affair in Abuja. And I expect all and sundry to liken this situation to themselves. Let us remove the governor out of it. Liken it to yourself. If peradventure, you that is watching me now, you are the sitting governor of Edo State, and you are seeing some group of people gathering themselves to oust you out of office, and these same persons are garnering their resources, strength, war machines, and everything together to confront you, and you on your part knows that they have the capacity to achieve their aim, that the only way they cannot achieve it is to stop their economic war chest from having access to the kind of resources that they need to get back at you. Won't you prevent them from having access to anything? Let's be factual. Let us remove political activities from the scheme of things. I have already said it, and I'm reiterating my commitment in respect to that statement. You will never hear me countering any of the aspirants in the PDP. Because what I understand as part of the rudiments of politics is that in intra-party politics, all party faithful needs each other to achieve an aim. Now, if you are in a political party setting and now you call me. If you are in a political party setting, it is certain that there must be disagreements and counter agreements, or as the case may be. So it is also important that every wise individual must deploy their technical know-how and ability in respect to conflict resolution mechanism to address problems. Because what is a political party? A political party is the conglomeration of group of persons with same political ideas and view coming together to achieve a goal which as an individual alone cannot be able to achieve. So because of that, please, for those who have opportunity to watch me, you have a right to your own opinion. Please do not insult me on my page. If you do, sorry, I have not been blocking people. I will block you. Very sorry. Please, disagree with me. Express your opinion, but please do not use foul language. I believe in this social media. If I have ever said somebody is stupid, bring out that comment, screenshot it. I will give you what I can be able to afford, 2,000 naira. I will give you. Because I cannot afford beyond 2,000 naira. I will give you. If you can see we have written, you are mad, you are stupid to anybody, bring it out on social media. At least I strongly believe that regardless of political activities or political affiliation, I need you tomorrow. Even if you think you are not important to me today, you will be important tomorrow. So because of that, I will not throw caution. I will not let throw caution to the wind. I will try as much as possible to manage myself so that the political activity will not affect our personal relationship. You are not contesting election. I am not contesting election. Those who are contesting election should be able to bear the brunt associated with political activity in respect to the interest that they are soliciting for. So let's try as much as possible to manage the kind of language we are using against ourselves and one another. It is politics. It is not a fight against ourselves. It is a fight in respect to conflicting interests. Let us manage ourselves. I may not be in line with your own interest, owing to the fact that I want mine to remain in power. The same way you want yours to come in and remove mine. And I have a responsibility to defend mine and to make sure that mine remains there so that at the end of the day, the resultant effect of everyone will be efficacious. Now, what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is very simple. In the political activities, every party faithful must ensure that when you are making statements, you must be extremely very, very careful. Because in the party formation or party structure, excuse me, hello, I am on live program, please. Call me back later. In the party formation and the party structure, there is no way, hello, sorry, excuse me. In a party formation or party structure, as I've earlier said, we need each other. So that is why I am always very, very careful to use wrong statements and foul language in or from within the purview of our political setting. That is why you've not heard me talk about one senator, person vying for Senate, person vying for House of Rep. But what I am against is third-term agenda of any individual. Now, and let us, because the term third-term agenda is like a vague statement. It's a little bit ambiguous. Let me tell you what I mean by my third-term agenda. A man who is in House of Representative or House of Assembly that wants to go to House of Reps, to me, it's not a third-term agenda. He is aspiring higher. But a man who is in House of Rep, first term, second term, you want to go to the House of Rep third term, to me, I am totally against it. That is the truth. That is my own perception towards third-term agenda. And I strongly believe that as a citizen, we must all push forward to ensure that we create a system that will be synonymous with egalitarianism, even if we don't have total equality in our society. But let's work towards ensuring that egalitarianism prevails in our society. So, in a nutshell, within internal political activities, let us manage ourselves expeditiously. Let us manage our utterances. Because at the end of the day, if during the intra-party activity you slaughtered me, you insulted me, you bastardized my image, now you clinch the party ticket. You are not calling on me to give you support to go to either Abuja or State House of Assembly. I will not do it. I will not. So let us understand that when you have two or three persons coming together, there are bound to be conflicting situations. But the ability for there to be a well orchestrated conflict resolution mechanism has become the best option to address conflict in a political setting such as this. Now, that is why you've noticed that I don't insult anyone. And apart from even the intra-party politics, yes, in the past, we engage ourselves in a different type of political activity. But I strongly believe that when you are in primary one, you would think that you are the highest, that when you were in KG3, you misbehaved. That primary one is the highest, now you are not a big boy, you cannot misbehave again. But when you are in primary two, you notice that what you were even thinking in primary one was the wrong one. That in primary two, you have gotten more experience compared to primary one. That primary two is the highest. Primary two is the highest. No. When you get to primary three, you will know that what you did in primary two was even very wrong. So we continue to grow and grow on a daily basis. We continue to grow, and there is always a trade-off in every of your activity. That is why what Osakwenokwodin likes doing is that I try as much as possible to watch my statement. I am not fast to criticize, because what I may criticize today, tomorrow I may be the one doing it. That is why in politics, you must address the issue on ground and stop saying what is different, because you do not know tomorrow. And the Nogbakwe is a name of Benin. I am at the beer. That's what English call insurance. So we are insuring our statement. We are watching our activity, so that at the end of the day, people will not say, you see, in way say this will not be the doing. So no, let us all be very careful in our internal political activities. Now, let's switch back to where we were before. Now, you also agree to the fact that because of the conflicting situation in the internal party affair of the PDP, those who have already received a very huge political stroke in the last election are now saying, good, good. There are two types of people. One, those who left the PDP with their candidate to the APC to take over power are one set of persons. Actually, they never loved to leave PDP, but they left the party because they want to support their candidate. Today, they are being pained, so they can't return to the party. They are trying to as well secure their integrity and as well entrench their own activities in the PDP. But the truth still remains: you cannot eat your cake and have it. If you are interested in the PDP activities, please return back to the party. Every Nigerians have a right to freedom of association. So do not take an advantage of the current internal rancor in the PDP to hoodwink the people while projecting your own interest and superimposing it on the people. The point is this: what is the correlation between they stop the appointment of Edo people, a top Edo functionary in Abuja, and you are saying this? Let's be factual. Even you will not allow your enemies to pick weapons. Why did Russia invade Ukraine? Some persons are saying Ukraine war, Ukraine war. Will US tolerate Russia base in Cuba? Go back to history and observe what almost caused the nuclear war between the Soviet Union and the United States. As of today, the US have succeeded in breaking other countries that makes up the USSR. They have taken over those countries, and many of them are members of NATO today. As we speak, if US is allowed to take Ukraine, then all US missile that is pointed on Russia will be an easy access to Russia. Putin has no option than to invade. The same reason why Putin take over Crimea during the Viktor Yanukovych era as the president of Ukraine. Okay, sorry, I may not be able to tolerate this. I want to be specific. Sir Agobayi, criticize me. Please, do not insult me. I'm using this as the last warning. Please criticize. Do not insult me. I don't need foul language. If you do it again, sorry, I will be forced to take the decision. I just want to be slow to anger. I am not Jesus Christ. I will not be angry. Even Jesus Christ was angry when some persons turned his father's house into bazaar. So I'm not Jesus. I'm a normal human. If you the kulu, me self the kulu. Be careful, please. So now, as far as we are concerned, Russia did all that to secure themselves. So if you liken that same situation to the Edo State government, believe me, you will not expect the governor to sit and watch people amassing weapons. It's only painful that those who spend their huge amount of resources to bring in this government to power are falling cheap to the propaganda of this set of people. Now, those who spend their money, our brothers and sisters around the world, who made Obaseki government, you should criticize the governor directly. Do not allow EPM or those disgruntled political elements who are internally displaced in the political system of Edo State to hoodwink you. Now, what are the critical issues you are supposed to be talking about? To me, I strongly believe that the issue of the Fulani attack in Edo State is being heard with kid blow by this government. The government must be up and doing in respect to addressing that issue. That's one. The next one is the issue of land grabbing. To me, I believe that land grabbing has now become a means of compensation to some selected disgruntled elements who ought to be in prison. Apart from these two activities, will you tell me that the governor of Edo State is not performing tremendously well? And you also think that security issues will just be discussed online? That security issues will be discussed online on a daily basis? Believe you me, with all due respect to our brothers and sisters around the world, the government is taking responsibility and putting measures in place to see that this issue in respect to the herdsmen activity is tackled. But let me still tell you, we have a federal government that is handling the same set of people with kid gloves. Not until recently, after the bombing of our Nigerian train in Kaduna, the federal government begins to run helter-skelter. Whereas, to date, IPOB, who we have not seen with arm before, was labeled terrorist organization. As far as we are concerned, those killing people, a metamorphosed Boko Haram in the northern part of Nigeria has been labeled banditry. Is that not a political statement? They are bandits. They are not terrorists, according to the government. Now, you see the double standard. This same set of people who want to slaughter Governor Godwin Obaseki here in Edo State have never said anything in respect to the lukewarm attitude, the nonchalant attitude, the double standard, and the nepotism of the Nigerian federal government. And for those who spend their huge amount of resources to ensure that Edo becomes a better place, go and quote me anywhere. There is no Edo in the diaspora that did not spend up to about at least 200,000 naira in the just concluded 2020 gubernatorial elections in Edo State. And this same set of people who want to destroy your investment so easily, come out and criticize your government. You have the right to call your government to a town hall meeting. And I strongly believe that such a town hall meeting online has been very consistent. There are questions you must put directly to the government. And anywhere you notice that the government is not satisfying your interest, you reserve the right whatsoever to raise a claim and expect the government to address it, instead of allowing those who have lost in totality, those who believe that they own the state in the past, those who believe that they own Israel, those who believe that they own the state in the past, you are falling prey to them. Let's be very sincere. Let's be very, very sincere. The white man say your characteristics are what you possess, and your reputation is what people says about you. I, for one, as I'm not an ungrateful person. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. As we speak today, the reason why Osakwunokudi is changing his character is because of Edo people around the world. Myself na man. Myself na man. But do you know what? When everybody take you as their own, you must learn to be careful. As at yesterday, I went to go and make a post on social media. I said, which of my character do you think is bad? I want to learn. Life is all about feedback and communication. If you are communicating, you are not getting feedback, and you think you are doing the right thing. The Bible states clearly, never you lean on your own understanding. I take advice a lot. That is why it is difficult for someone to win me on the battle. Because before the battle starts, I consult everyone. And where necessary, when public opinion are saying, what you are doing now is wrong, what you are doing now is wrong, what you are doing now is wrong, believe me, I may not come out again to say, I will change my ways. After all humans are serving as a mirror to each other. You will tell me exactly where I'm wrong, and then when I notice that what you've said is very logical and sincere, I strongly believe that it is expedient for me to listen to you and make an amendment. I pray to our ubiquitous God Almighty to give everyone the ability to listen. When you lean on your own understanding and you think you know it all, that is the beginning of your failure. I enjoin the governor of Edo State to continue in the area of ensuring that communication mechanism is placed between Edo people and the government of Edo State. And a separate and well-organized communication mechanism should be created between Edos at home and the diaspora. But I want to state this clearly. Edos in the diaspora have not been able to truly enhance their potentials. How? Now, let me tell you. A man is talking from Spain. A man is talking from Canada. A man is talking from Australia. It is haphazard in nature. Why don't you have a connect where the whole of you can say, yes, this is the person representing us. Maybe the person is in Europe or the person is in Canada. The next other year, the man in Canada will be the president. After 2 years, the man in Australia will be the president. The zoning will be there. Then the executive structure will be divided across country. Believe me, you will control government policy. I'm just giving you this idea. Implement this. You will influence government policy in no small way. I want to tell you something. As we speak today, the government of Edo State openly said that the IGRO in this state have hit 3 billion naira. Where do you think this IGRO is coming from? How many, who and who get money to buy something for Edo, if not who they abroad send money giver? Where is it? Where are the jobs? The truth of the matter is very simple. I was talking to a friend yesterday. She was a girl, and she said, "Oh God, in any business you want to do first, you need money. You need money. You need money." I told her, "Fine, you are very right, but believe me, what you needed first in business is the idea. And how do you achieve the idea? Look at the window of opportunity, because the window of opportunity, it opens and closes. It opens and closes. Identify it. What is the need gap of your people in in the territory that you are? When you come up with a functional idea, investor will come. Why do you expect government to build an enabling environment? Government builds an enabling environment for an investor to see how suitable the economic environment is before the investor can come. The money you need for a business can only come in when you have been able to convince those who have the money but lacks the idea to invest on your idea. That is the simple truth. But please, I enjoin all Edo people. Do not allow this set of people to turn you against the government you spend your time, your resources to establish. And let me tell you, Obaseki must be answerable to Edos, because he is not a product of godfatherism. No one man can lay claim. I sang the campaign song, Oga Carry Your Ticket Go, the very first day. But I cannot lay claim to say I made the government. Who is Osaku Nobody? Who is Osaku Nobody? Whether we like it or not, it is a collective resolve by all and sundry, all Edo people, and every Edo people have a stake. Let nobody deceive you with APC, PDP, ABGA, or any party. For as long as you are an Edo citizen, you reserve the right to hear from your government. But don't allow those who wants to clinch power at all costs to deceive you and hoodwink you against the government you established in your state. Now, it is, as I've earlier said, the rate of the Fulani attack, like what happened in Odigwetwe just recently, and other parts of it. I think that for those who are playing politics, they have refused to say, "Oh, why is the security agency not acting?" Are you aware? Look, for those who watched what happened in Lagos State, when a man, it wasn't not an inspector of police was telling the governor of Lagos State, "Sir, I'm here with an order. I can't leave." The governor does not have total control over the police. For when Governor Amechi was the governor of Rivers State, the then Commissioner Umbum almost frustrated Amechi out of office. He was used by the federal government against Amechi. And was Amechi not the governor? So, when they are saying, "Hey, Fulani, they have refused to really identify the problem. and where the solution is supposed to come from. The electorate have a right to blame the government of the state, not politicians or those who are working for vested interest. Because for those who are working for vested interest, they know that the presidency has failed. They know that the presidency has failed. As we speak today, the presidency, it is as we speak, the presidency has never increased the salary of any of the policemen. No single vehicle is available for them. You go to a station and say you want to, something is happening, you want to, they'll say bring money for motor. If you check the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is not the responsibility of a state to provide those logistics. So any governor that is providing logistics to the police is doing that because he needed to assist. Now, what about the security vote, which is the resources for security? Under the Oshomole administration, some part of the security vote was converted to pay pension to staffs. But as we speak today, we have vigilantes in Edo State and series of government intervention into the Nigerian police force. Into the Nigerian police force. So please, Edo people, I want to just beg you. See, I'm telling you this from a fact and deep down my heart. I will not see white and call it red. But you know what? Even me, when it comes to issue of the government of Edo State, I will not tell you that I'm not angry. I am angry politically. But outside politics, let's be factual. Is Obaseki not working? Those who claim he has not done anything, has not done it. When Apostle Alfred Yunus has showed the job of Obaseki, they turned from the job area. They now started, Fulani is killing. Edo people reserve the right to say Fulani is killing, not politicians. Not politicians. Those politicians know the roles of federal government. Have they ever criticized President Muhammadu Buhari? A president that you will ask, what is your plan towards ensuring security in Nigeria? He will say the foreign minister of the United States visited Nigeria and he said Nigeria should come and sell their oil. What is the correlation between the question asked and the response given by the president? What is the correlation between the question asked and the answer given by the president? That is the simple truth. Now, this same set of people will never talk about that. They are looking for every opportunity. When they hear Obaseki, oh, kill and die, kill and die, kill and die, kill and die, kill and die. But ask them, we challenge any of them for a debate in respect to the responsibility of the presidency and the responsibility of state government. How many federal projects has been in Edo State since the PDP took over? The government is busy playing opposition politics with this state. Thank God today. Some of you who don't really know what is happening in Edo State. Why did we dive into the activity of Nyesom Wike? Nyesom Wike does not have any issues with the governor of Edo State. Nyesom Wike wants to control the structure in Edo State because he believes that the top presidential aspirant in the PDP may clinch Obaseki or Okowa for the position of vice president. And he needed the vice president. That is why the fighting is going on. For those who don't understand politics, this is the point. Wike is not contesting for presidency. The goal is let them know that I am going for presidency. Believe me, he knows quite well that what he wants to use to negotiate is his move. So that at the end of the day, they will say, for conflict not to be in the party, let us allow Wike to become the vice president. Because his tenure is running up immediately after the presidential elections. There are going to be a gubernatorial elections in Rivers State as well. So because of that, Nyesom Wike needed to be engaged after his office. That is why he's doing all this. The attack on Obaseki is uncalled for. It's uncalled for. And I think that those who wants to control a sitting governor should have a rethink. Let them go internally to settle. But the point is this. I am not saying that it should be winner take it all. Everything must be harmonized. Everything. If we want to harmonize party, we should be ready to harmonize government. If we want to harmonize party, government as well will be harmonized. Let there be integration. The idea of new or old PDP is really causing problem. Let both, I for one, nobody can call me a new PDP man. In fact, the position I've held in PDP, many of them have not held it. They have not held such position. In the past, during the 2015 presidential election of President Goodluck Ejubile Jonathan, as Pastor Sage said, will be 8 in number. Myself, Eda Akere Ogbesha, Osabu Eboriaria, and Osabu Eboriaria, and some top leaders, late Evelyn Igbafe, we were 8 who were in charge of Jonathan's support group in Edo State. Go and ask. That was in 2015. I still have the certificates in my house. The position I have held in PDP, many of them have not even gotten close to it. Go and confirm it. So you cannot tell me I'm a new PDP. No. But it is also true that we started the All Progressive Congress in Edo State. To date, let me not say this. The All Progressive Congress in Edo State, we started it. So what are you going to tell me in respect to the two political parties? I have a friend in the both divide. That is why, as I'm here, it is difficult for you to hear me mentioning the name of an individual who is not contesting the election. Why will I be mentioning your name now? Do I have a problem with you? Do you think that after this campaign, life will not continue? Aguye campaign, we are Togwe, maybe Togwe. Aguye campaign, yo. Whether Togwe, maybe Togwe. Election gafone o agi ìgbàgbé o. Oye ma o. Aguye campaign, yo. Whether Togwe, maybe Togwe. Election gafone o agi ìgbàgbé o. Let us not erode our friendship because of politics. Say it as it is. It is also true that I want PDP to remain in Edo State. And as I've earlier said, and I'm still repeating it again, in the whole world, no politician has ever said that we are not fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for, I'm fighting for myself. No politician has ever said it. But I'm telling you this, and I'm repeating it again. Let nobody deceive you. Every politician, the first thing they fight for is themselves. They don't even think of you. So don't allow them to deceive you. What we have today in Edo State is purely different from politics. Obaseki is the kind of governor that believes in saving resources and building infrastructure. How many governments in the past don't ever come and ask how much it is received as IGR? Have a rethink. So when you get idea to generate revenue, they know say the man they know them, they know everything they heard. It's stubborn. Truth not when not talking, not the fear fight. But when it comes to thinking and how to make things work, he has been emphasizing to the federal government that we should desist from dependency on oil. He has executed it. With what we have today in Edo State, 3 billion is enough to address some problems before you talk about 30% oil derivation and federal allocation. So they are only being envious of the young man. Oh, my brother, my senior brother, Diaspora Vibes wrote, he said Oshomola Ajilaro was 2.8 billion, and it tied only what's the name of this? Airport Road with 2.8 billion. About 3-kilometer road. Let us not go into political disagreement, but let's advise our brothers and sisters to remain focused. For you who spend your money, nobody engages his or herself in business and not think of profit maximization. And what is your profit maximization in respect to the amount of money you spent in the last election? You want the best for Edo State. Now you have a right to criticize your governor. You have a right to as well. I want to challenge you. If you write a letter to the governor and the letter gets to governor's office, in 3 days the governor will reply you. If the letter does not get to you immediately, know that you delayed yourself. Go and get your letter. The governor will reply. Communicate with your governor. Not let all these social media deceiver create problem. Not let them create problem for you. My brother say Kenwa Road is 6 kilometers, 6.8 billion, still not completed. Now ask how much has been given to the contractor. That's what I told you in respect to the past was that the government has paid in full. How much has the contractor received in respect to this? Let's know that those of us who are professional and planners, we understand something in respect to the built environment. Every implementation of project is done in phases. Know this and have peace. Know this and have peace. So please do not allow one individual to deceive you against your wish. You know, some persons will say, "Nah, lie, they cannot influence me. Nobody can influence me." Nobody that cannot be influenced. I have seen a reverend sister that falls out of her service to God because she only intended changing somebody, a guy who she knows that this guy is a great guy. He wants her to change this guy to be part of God. The guy ended up dating her. Ona ye we wo sa obua. Ona ye we ya change oma. On we ya change na change way. Nobody that cannot be influenced. So please, the Bible says, flee. Flee away. It not say make you stand. You say I be pastor, I too strong. Nobody, no woman can tempt me. Before you come, you don't know. The best thing is for you to quickly run. If you not did that environment, it can't work. If you have not shared this video, please share. If you have not shared this video, please share. It will not take you much to click on your share button. Let me quickly recognize my brother, my friend, my squad, Slim Joe Black. Slim Joe Black is, I cannot say he's a PDP man. So I cannot say he's an APC man. Slim Joe Black wants a better Edo. When Sakunokodi is saying it the way he wants, Sakunokodi na man you be. Because Sakunokodi just think God is saying that, Slim Joe Black will try to flog me again. So the same way as my brother Ikato, who is watching me now, Ikato. These are men, but Ikato will always say, yes, this one is good. When I'm not saying it the way he wants it, oh boy. So that is it. But I've learned something. With the love being shown to me by our brothers and sisters around the world, I think I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to as well look inward and see if I'm the one wronging people. And regardless of political affiliation, somebody was insulting me yesterday on a live video. And he called me on phone. I was actually driving. I saw the phone. I saw the call. I quitted the call. I knew him. He called me again. And I picked the call. I did drive. Say, who drive? People are going. People where are going. I have a platform to talk to the people if I want to. So you are not the one to tell me to come and talk. And I called the call. I didn't say that to him. I said, Palawo, we met one. Then I called the call because I was driving. I went online. Do you know what I noticed? It was on a live video, insulting me from front, back, and center. And you are calling me to come and talk in a platform where you are insulting me. I now told him, later when he finished his video, I called him on phone. I said, believe me, I am not angry that you are insulting me. You can insult me, it's normal. Because if Osakunokodi can say something online, I should know that there will be a backlash. Everybody, my statement may not go down with everybody, but there are ways each and individual expresses their opinion. Some might talk peacefully to express their displeasure and disagreement, while some can insult you. So I'm not against your insult, but please do not come into the platform to come and begin to talk in an environment where you're insulting me. I don't like it. You can continue the insult. You can do whatever you wish against Osakunokudi. It's fine by me. But I cannot come in to talk on the platform. Please don't call me next time. I am not saying you should stop insulting me. I said, okay, thank you, and bye for now. It's not conflict. If you can come out on social media to speak, you should also know that people will counter you. But it depends on the approach they adopt. But for as far as my platform is concerned, I may not tolerate the insult. I will not insult you back, but I can kick you out of the platform. But in your platform, you can say, hey, thunder this, that. It's your own view. Because ordinarily, if I have the ability to speak, other people have the ability as well to respond. It's the party activities. Iguye campaign is not a conflict. It is not war. But the point being made is this: we are here to ensure that we refute and neutralize any of their propaganda. Now, till now, as I'm still talking to you, I am reiterating my commitment, despite the fact that from my personal interest, get it, I didn't talk about Edo interest, that I've not gotten what I'm supposed to get in politics. That will not deprive me from saying the truth. That will not deprive me from saying the truth. We have great men and women in the other political divide that are our friends. So it's not a conflict between we and them. It is not a conflict between we and them. Let's take an example. Now, those who gives me their job on a daily basis have never called me to say, Osakunokudi, how far now? Say, I do. And I want to give you this work now because you be PDP. Osakunokudi, how far now? I don't want to give you because you be APC. No, both PDP and APC are our customers. Abga, no, in fact, nobody has discussed about political activity with me while discussing about business and jobs. And by the power of God Almighty, because of the fact that there was little head challenge from about on Monday this week down to today, but I'm getting very strong. You know, Sakunokoni, I may be sick, you may not know, but I'm getting very okay now. And I think I needed some rest. That's why my business phone for now is switched off. Because it was a recommendation by my doctor that I should take a rest. But ordinarily, believe me, rest they had me. This live video say I not even supposed one. But I get asking, Mameti mi waria kian na ge no ria. No nia. O magi magwa o ni kugeria. O magi magwa o ni kugeria. O magi magwa o ni kugeria. So megi set is a na, but egi kuria. For now, egi kuria. Somebody said, can you honestly tell yourself that Obaseki has delivered Festus Onobu? Yes, sir. Yes. And why did I say so? You know, let me tell you, no human government can solve human problem. Even in your household, you cannot solve the entire problem in your household. Let me give you a classical example. I'm broadcasting live from my house. In the environment, you may look, oh, wow, this guy is trapped. But are you inside the house? Do you know if before this video, my mother has frowned at me? Do you know before this video, my son made a request for something and I refused to give it to him? How can you satisfy everyone? Now, are you trying to say that with what you have been saying in respect to the workings being displayed everywhere online by the Obaseki administration is not enough to give a pass mark? The only place I will say that this government have fallen short to my own expectation is the Fulani issues and the land grabbing issues, which is a canker worm in our society. And I know that certainly it will be addressed by the power of God Almighty. What we needed as a citizen right now is for us all to rally around the government. And again, let me tell you, you can never sit with Governor Obaseki and there are decisions to take. Governor Obaseki will not take it immediately. But you know, people are walking around him. This same land grabbing issue, many if it governor if it don't give out, say, oh yeah, let this thing be done like this. Those who want to go and execute, they will do differently. Let me tell you what happened in the 2016 gubernatorial elections in Edo State. Governor Yenso Wike had already threatened Edo under the tutelage of Oshomole. And Oshomole warned Wike not to step his foot in Edo State. Then you know what happened? during the elections, we were in Abuja. We were in state as well. The APC control federal government in Abuja, and the state we have the governor. And Chief Anthony Ahakon Anene was still alive when the election was going on. We expected the security agency to be with us. There was an order given, make sure there is peace, make sure. But when the officer came to the field, Anene influence as an old general in the police controls the police even more than the sitting government. But what was the directive given by government? Go and ensure it's free election. Let peace reign. But those who went to the field to execute listens to manipulation. Now, are we saying that the Obaseki administration must feast all the infrastructure in Edo State? What is the level of resources that is within the disposal of the Edo State government? How much is recurrent expenditure and how much was designed for capital projects? What is the cost of taking care of salaries and the number of employment created again by this government? For those who wants to know more about the employment created, go and look. Just go to different ministry, see new people coming in as unemployed, as those being employed, and ask yourself a simple question: what is the recurrent expenditure in respect to managing government activity and paying salaries for workers? And how much is remaining for capital projects? Or are you not liking a do with River State? Or are you liking a do to Lagos State? As far as we are concerned, if you ask me, Lagos State is underperforming because Lagos State in itself is enough to give 6 states allocation. Lagos State can give Edo allocation, give Kogi allocation, give Edo allocation, Kogi allocation, Enugu allocation. Let me leave Anambra because Anambra is a little bit industrious. Then Imo allocation. And then let me add one to it. Imo. No, you cannot give Imo. Yeah. Let's remove Imo. Let's look at Plateau allocation. Then which other one? Even Zamfara allocation. But to date, I will tell you that Lagos State is underperforming with a huge amount of resources. Now go and check the amount of resources that is under the disposal of your government. As of today, to buy a trip of sand is 45,000 naira. The APC federal government. In fact, this is when I buy yesterday on one state. What am I going to region? It is a 5,000 naira. Or Magbera, the first line with 20 liter. These people are not talking about this. Obaseki, this Obaseki. Is Obaseki the one controlling the general price level of the economy? Today, under a corrupt regime of the PDP, rice was sold at 8,000 naira per bag. Under a faithful regime, a change matra, rice is sold at a cost of 30,000 naira per bag. Under a corrupt regime of the PDP, snake never swallowed money. Till date, Ikoyi house millions of dollars. Nobody has identified it, and it has been thrown into the backwater of information decadence. Nobody talks about it. It was under a change and peaceful regime that monkey ate the money made for jam, and the snake swallowed it. Under a corrupt regime, fuel was sold at 65 from 65 to 85. Under a change matter where no more subsidy, fuel is sold at a cost of 250, 200. Under a corrupt regime, Boko Haram insurgency attacked Abuja. Later, it was limited to the northeast. But as we speak today, banditry everywhere. To date, the government have refused to label them terrorists. In fact, a Boko Haram that is caught in the crossfire will be rehabilitated and reintegrated into the society as a changed person after killing innocent Nigerians. Nobody is talking about that. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice anywhere. What is happening today is that there's already an established hate against the governor of Edo State. It is the truth. Established hate in the minds of people. After all, that is the point. More falling on, not rich that will fit Benny and go, but the mind is saying no. And because of the no, people are hating him more. We all know where our problem is coming from, but nobody is going towards that way. They are making us to believe. They are making us to believe that the problem is from here. Is it Obaseki that controls the price of the price of consumable goods? When I started the foundation of my house, I bought a bag of cement at the cost of 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira in 2015 year. Later it became 1,2. Later it became 1,5. Now when Buhari entered, Jonathan left cement for 1,2. Buhari entered 1,5. From there to 2,000, to 2,7, to 2,5, 2,7. 90 run enter 4K or 90 he not come back again now. It move from 4,5 to 4,3, 4,5 to 4,3, 4,5 to 4,3. So the truth of the matter is simple. We all know where the problem is, but all of them are shying away from it, trying to put Obaseki, make Obaseki the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, at the same time, the governor of Edo State at a time. Identify the source of problem. As far as we are concerned, we have monumental failure in Abuja. Those who said, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu stated clearly that if Nigeria don't have light, if Nigeria must have light, vote out Jonathan. As we speak, we know, let's say we not get light 4 to 0 grid. When you talk about power of 3 ramifications. You have what we call power generation. The responsibility is solely rested on the federal government. Power generation, 1. Power transmission. That's where you have the power lines transmitting power from one state to another. It solely lies on the federal government. Then power distribution, which is in the hands of discos today. Are you aware that Nigeria have 24 hours electricity? Go and look at 33, line 33. They know they take nine those communities they use. They know they take those lights, but they sell it to companies. If you know bring money, if you not get the kind of money to bring to enrich the pocket of government, they don't give you that light. They'll give you the one where they give you 4 o'clock. They'll bring her by 12, take them by 4. They'll bring her by 8, take them by 10. They'll share and give you like that. Whether you live, you not live. If you like, you die. Or Makanya. They need more money. The government never invests on where resources will not come. Who cares about the citizen? You are having such a monumental failure in Abuja, and you are here hiding it. Now, how many of these said APC members have ever criticized President Muhammadu Buhari? As we speak today in this country, we have freedom of speech, but we don't have freedom after speech. Am I going to wait? We're tiny. And wait. The same crop of people are coming out again to contest. Under a normal situation, APC is not even supposed to be thinking of contesting election. They should be begging Nigerians for forgiveness. And I must be factual here. This is not to say that PDP was not corrupt when they were there. In fact, it is the failure, as I've said before, I'm repeating it, is the failure of Buhari. That is why people are praising Jonathan. Jonathan was a scam in itself. Apart from late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, the rest president are zero. Apart from President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, the rest president are zero. In fact, the military government even performed more than the democratic government that we have today. Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, they said he looted the country dry. To date, no president under Agbada government has submitted his achievements. Go and check the 10 million bridge. How many people don't be down? In democracy, we have been building whether this East-West road for so many years today. Agbada government. Military bad, military bad, military bad. Abacha was too deadly. He never set fuel up to more than 20, up to 20 naira per liter. It was an Agbada government that came to say a man who can buy a beer at a cost of 150 can buy fuel at any cost of price. Was that not the statement made by the same set of people? Know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I, for one, I believe that the constitution of Nigeria is a failure. Let that constitution be re-amended. In fact, we needed a new constitution if we must continue. So that at the end of the day, an independent candidate can be able to run in an election. If I don't like the candidate with my party bring come on, all of us will gather queue behind one man, say, like this man, he go fit deliver. Let's support him. But here, there is no room for independent candidates. In fact, Abdul Salam Abubakar and the old military junta gave us the democratic constitution that we are following today. You don't have, we said Nigerian federal government. Where are the federating units? Is this how federal government, a federating system of government is supposed to be run? Dr. Professor Dora Akuili immediately came out with an idea to ensure that fake drug is removed from the country. Agbewa. Then she came out with the rebranding. Nigerians, good people, great nation. She fought against these illicit people and make sure that at least we get good drug. That to the extent that when you make a drug, when drug come, they'll get what they put, you confirm one for your phone. They'll tell you, see, this drug is right. Huh? They say, go now. The woman, woman will not carry HIV, die. They kill her. They kill her through away. This Nigeria. Yeah, when I know we have problem, though, now they talk and you want to go to attack a man that cannot control more than 15 billion naira. When I run from the problem. Obaseki. Yes, may you bring Obaseki, come and bring the rest, come and start to criticize. No could really know who spoiled this country. I, for one, cannot talk say Osomole no work. But he loot. Better style, but he deliver. So if we want to criticize Osomole, we'll go criticize Osomole based on loot. Not be say Osomole say, we'll say Osomole man win and a lie. Edo did not finish Osomole. We did not attack Osomole because Osomole did not perform. We attacked him because he wanted to become God. In politics. Not be say Osomole no work. Me as I did, so I not go tell you lie, I not go bend am. I will tell you the truth. Or when not, kakabo, but he loot. Now the fact. So when you want to criticize Osomole, criticize him based on loot. Don't criticize him based on work. Osomole turned Edo to a positive light, and there is a continuation in that regard. As far as we are concerned, for those who are questioning the effort of the Obaseki administration, please sponsor an independent investigator. Make them move around to see whether what they show you for media, whether na Kogi or Bayelsa Ide, we come back they show you so na Edo. Go and check. These things are purely on ground. This is much I want to take right now. Today happens to be Sunday. I want to say happy Easter to everyone. For those who are celebrating Easter, and for those who celebrated our lost evening meal, I want to say congratulations. And to all our esteemed customers, let me quickly use this as an opportunity. If we did survey for you, apart from the survey we did 4 days back, all your surveys is out. For those who want to apply for CFO, please, we're ready to commence your CFO. Call on us. We'll give you your survey document. We'll only need 1 copy, original copy from it. We'll hand over your survey documents to you. Then we'll kickstart your CFO. I want to say thank you to all my esteemed customers. By the power of God Almighty, we will try as much as possible to deliver in line with our agreements. But please, remain with us. And let me quickly tell you this. For those who thinks that Osakwuno Hodi has either directly or indirectly wronged them, do not fail to reach out to me. Not go the verse for me for waiting me not know. Say I do. Reach out to me. Use my response to judge me before you act against me. Reach out to me. Use my response to you. Take act against me. Don't just conclude when you have not heard from me. Grant me my right to fair hearing. And I know that I will not willingly act against you. I am Osakwuno Hodi. I want to say I love you all. And a big bye for now.
Now we don't hear from Comrade Stanley Osaze Osakwuno. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.